Welcome to TalkX, the very first live talk show conducted from the house of AchieveX. So you know what? We are the team of achievers. We believe that we can add the X factor in everything that we do. In the same way, we pondered over the name and finally we came up with the name TalkX because we have also added the X factor in our talk show. So here we go. Do you think this is the only currency we have? No, I don't think so. Data is the new currency. And that's why we are going to talk about data and how to protect data. We have named this series Demystifying Cybersecurity. And to engage you more into this discussion, we have with us the very acclaimed ethical hacking expert, Mr. Sanket Sarkar. Before he comes, let me just give you a very brief introduction about his remarkable career so far. Mr. Sanket is the CEO and founder of Zeron. He is an ISO 27001 Lead Auditor and a very valuable member of the Data Security Council of India. He is a Microsoft Technology Associate and has trained more than 10,000 students at the Microsoft Imagine Academy during his college days. Not only that, he has been a speaker at the Josh Talks, and you know what? He started ethical hacking at a very early age of 15 and founded his very own company at the age of 19. Do you believe that? We are really privileged to have him with us today. So, let's get started. Hello, Mr. Sanket.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, here is the man of the wonder, the man of the moment. So, today we are going to have a very candid discussion on cybersecurity. So, how are you doing today?
Pretty well.
Okay.
The weather is changing from winter to summer, and my favorite season is coming. I like summer. So, yep, doing pretty well.
Okay. You know what? I was just telling about your achievements, and I had to note them down here because you have a long list of achievements. So, how do you feel actually? Like so many feathers on your crown in such a short span. What is your feeling actually?
Well, obviously, I won't say that I don't feel good. I obviously feel good about that. But along with that, it also brings a lot of responsibility that more good work needs to be done.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy path to follow, right? So, yep, it's a mixed feeling, happy always, but responsibility is there to make greater things. So, yep, that's how I feel.
Okay. So, a mentor, ethical hacker, entrepreneur. Which one would you like to be called as? Or all of them together?
Very tricky question. Can you repeat once again? Mentor,
Entrepreneur, and obviously an ethical hacker.
well, entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. So here we start. Let us ask some question from the niche. And I'll start with the simplest of the question that lingers in our mind. What is hacking?
Okay. So when I was in my days of training students, right, at Microsoft, I used to give the same example.
Okay.
Orphan, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I have.
If I go and tell you that I want your girlfriend, would you give her to me?
No.
Right. So what will I do, right? If I want your girlfriend, I'll try to find out a time when you two are having a fight,
Okay.
right? And at that point of time, I would go to her, try to consolidate her, be friends with her, and that's how I will get your girlfriend as my girlfriend.
Okay.
Right. So hacking is same. Gaining unauthorized access into someone's system, that's hacking. It happens in real life. It happens in the digital world. So, yep, that's what hacking is. Gaining unauthorized access into someone's system. finding out loopholes to get what you want.
Okay, thank you. So, the example sounded like a Bollywood film, but it was quite cool. Thank you so much for simplifying. So, this is the thing. We wanted to demystify cybersecurity, and I
Right.
hope this is the man who can actually simplify the whole concept to us. Okay, so the next question, you are an ethical hacker, right? So, what is the exact difference between hacking and ethical hacking?
Okay. There's nothing called ethical hacking. I do not believe in it.
Okay,
It's a strong statement, I know, but I do not believe that hacking can be ethical. Right? One cannot be a kind-hearted murderer.
no,
If I say in simple terms, शराफत से चोरी नहीं होता है.
नहीं होता है.
ठीक है. So there's simple thing called hacking, right? Now, when you do it for good purpose, like you tell the people whom you're hacking and tell them, hey, can I test it? I think there can be a possible threat that is there. Do you want me to like demonstrate it? That's ethical hacking. When you do it without knowing anything or bad purpose, it's known as hacking. But the approach is same, right? The mindset has to be same. I always used to tell my students, right, before you become a hacker, try to think like a hacker. So yep, that's how it is.
So, like, I can say that nobody is doing something ethical while they are hacking, right?
uh well, if you put it in that way, well, people are there who are doing good things, so you can call them ethical hackers.
Okay.
Like me. Right? But yes, the approach is nowhere different, it's the same.
Once again, I got a like cinematic reference here. Like villains and heroes, they both have superpowers, right? But they have to use it responsibly.
Right.
It's quite like that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now for the common people, normal people like us who are using this UPI transaction, phone pay, GPay, everything nowadays, and also the social media platforms. So what are the risk factors of getting hacked or any kind of data leaks there?
There are a lot of risks, right? It all depends on how you are using it. Right? I can have a knife, I can use it to defend myself, I can use it to kill someone.
Yeah.
At the same time, but it all depends how you are using it, right? If you fall prey to things which are meant to be a trap for you, you can be a victim. If you do it in a proper way, if you follow normal ethics, like social hygienes and cyber hygienes, there are chances that less that you would fall prey to it. But it all depends on how the end user, the human beings, how they use it.
Okay, so suppose I'm going to someone's profile and I'm taking some screenshot of the pictures or anything they have posted. Can I call it hacking or any kind of thing that I'm not supposed to do, or is that okay?
It's not hacking.
Okay.
It's not hacking, but you're not supposed to. I do not know whether you know it or not. Even if you're like, take for example, someone is going right and you just go and take a picture,
Huh.
right? That's not something you should do.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. So, for normal people like us, if I ask you that, like, how far is a normal person like me or anyone who doesn't have the idea of this data security or any other thing, how much they are vulnerable towards a cyber threat or any kind of risk happening to his phone or any device that he's using? Like,
It-
suppose I have my phone here. Is it possible that it might get hacked by someone?
What do you think?
Uh, I have put the password protection here. Everything is good. So I don't think it's possible.
Okay. Well, I won't change your concept, right?
Okay.
You think it's not hackable? That's fine. So let's change the topic, right? Let's discuss something else,
Something else.
right? Do
Yeah.
you play games?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Do you play PUBG?
Yeah, I play.
So, like, do you like playing PUBG?
Yeah,
At times, do you face problem in defeating your opponents?
all the time. All the time.
I have a crack, which you will like never lose. You will always win. Do you want to check?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, fine. So let's do it. Do you want to check it on your phone or on someone else's phone?
Let me just do something. My personal phone is there. I'm taking that one. This is my official one.
Okay,
I don't play
sure.
PUBG here.
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll send. I'll send it. Right. I'll send it. Okay. And let's check what happens. Right. Just a second.
So it's going to be an APK, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Nothing else, right?
No. Nothing else.
Okay.
It's just a game.
Okay.
I've sent you the game. Can you like install
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done already.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah.
So, did you do a 222 rupees payment today in the morning?
Uh, yeah, I did.
Okay, and you have your account in HDFC Bank.
Yeah, that's our salary account.
Okay, and you called a person called Shogat today.
Yeah, so you are getting all the information there.
Yes, I'm getting the information from here.
So this is happening live, and
I just took a selfie of yours. You can check here. You can take my photo as well. Just face the phone towards me.
okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Hello, is it going live? Yeah. Huh? It's going live. Okay. So
And I can also track your location. You are in GN block, right? Yeah, I can locate you as well. I can track you the whole day.
uh, so you got all the information. I think WhatsApp is safe, right? Well, because
Let's
that's
check.
encrypted.
Let's check. So I'm going to your file manager. Um WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp
Is
media.
it live? Yeah.
Do you want to show me the images to people?
No, no, no. Better leave it. It's my personal phone. I did not want this to happen, but so this was live, and he hacked my phone sitting beside
Okay, we
me.
have some voice notes and video. Can I
No,
play them?
no, no. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Okay.
I don't know. Just give me a second. Can we reverse the process somehow?
Yeah, we can. Don't worry about that. I'll do that for you. No
Okay.
worries.
Okay. Just a second. Like, this is my personal phone. He's sitting beside me.
But I just send you a game
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah, and like I have done this multiple times from the time I used to play Pokemon Go and other games. Every time to play it in other countries, I used to download this kind of APKs all the time, and he just took like 20 seconds maybe,
Yeah.
and he hacked my phone. I cannot show you everything, but whatever he told, I think you have seen it live, the selfie thing and all. So this is live, and I don't know what to say. Like, he is the man of wonder, as I told in the beginning. So anyway, I have to take some time to get over it. I don't know what are the questions next. Let me check.
Want some water?
Yeah, it would be good. Okay, I have it here.
Yeah.
Just a sec. I'm really sorry, guys.
No worries. We'll reverse the process.
Yeah, it can be done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Anyway, okay. So, shifting from the individual point of view to my company, since I'm representing AchieveX here, I'd like to know from you that if I have a company and if I'm starting a company, which is the best time for that company to start thinking about the cyber threats?
Right.
Otherwise, something like this would have happened.
So, Orpon, are you married?
No, not yet.
You would be married?
Yeah,
You would
obviously.
be having babies?
If God wants.
If God wants. No, it would happen only if you want. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, from which day would you start taking care of the and security of your baby?
Day one, when my baby is born.
Similarly goes with the company. A company is the like baby of the particular founder, stakeholder, and the people working around it. So it's day one that you should start preparing and start securing everything in your organization, so that when you grow, you have that in process.
Okay, you told the thing in like 2 or 3 sentences, but I also know, and everyone out there, they know that the expenses are huge. Like for a startup, because this is the time of budding startups in India. How is it possible to manage such huge cost from the day one, from the initial stage?
When you start taking care of your baby, right? In the day one, do you spend a huge amount of thing? No,
No.
right? There are small things, right? Cyber hygiene is there, cyber ethics is there, right? Small things like you should not share your passwords with anyone, right?
Okay.
Follow these things in your company, and it won't come with any tool. It has to be a practice, right? It's an art. I do not take cybersecurity as a technology. I tell it is an art. Cybersecurity is an art of securing things, right? So to do a particular process implementation, there is nothing so heavy cost that's there, right? You do not need to incur heavy costs. You can do things like do not share your passwords, use a proper protected Wi-Fi, and things like the information which you are sharing. You might be sharing a particular signature in WhatsApp, but do add a line that this is to be used only once in this particular document, so that you are secure with that, right? So these are the small steps which you can do.
Okay, so I just want to make the best use of his presence here. The startups right there, if you're watching, note down all the points what he told, because these are really important. Otherwise, you just saw what happened to me, and this man can do anything. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm really very nervous sitting next to you right now. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
be, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so the next thing, suppose this company was a startup, but now it's growing revenue. So revenue is growing and it has reached a certain position now. So the company wants to spend more money on the cybersecurity aspect. What should it do?
Well, when you start growing, right, and the amount of data that you deal with, the transactions that you deal with, right, and the flow of the different informations and the applications that you run, it increases.
Yeah.
Now you need to secure them, and you would be needing tools. So there are three approaches in our cybersecurity world: attack, it's offensive security,
Okay.
defense, and compliance. These are the three aspects. So you need particular tools which can do attack, right? So that you can check whether your systems and your applications, your infrastructure are prone to vulnerabilities or not. Then you need the defense system, which if a particular attack happens, you need to defend it, right? So that you do not get like shut down. And then last is compliance. So compliance are basically controls, right? So there are checklists like do not do this, do not do this. If you comply to most of them, like if you follow most of them, the chances are less that you would get hacked. Obviously, I cannot go and tell you that you will never get hacked. If I'm telling you, I'm fooling you, right?
Yeah.
Because every day hackers are polishing the technologies, so are the defensive sides, right? So if you follow these three, the chances are less that you would get hacked. So this is the process. Like you need to invest wisely in what you are investing in terms of the tools and the different procedures that you are using. So attack, defense, compliance is the way that you should move in with your security, cyber security.
Okay. So this attack, defense, and compliance, this module, somehow I got the point. But if I ask you that your brainchild, Zeron, how is Zeron trying to implement this whole thing?
So that gives me immense pleasure to say that Zeron is first of its kind, which has attack, defense,
Okay.
and compliance all mapped together.
Okay.
Right. So if something is there in the attack module which you have done, the data automatically flows into the defense module. Then it automatically flows into the compliance module. Everything is mapped. So the defense module knows what is happening in the attack and the compliance module, and vice versa. So all the modules know, they talk with each other, right? So that's how ADC is being implemented with Zeron, and it's the first of its kind.
Okay. So you can say that this is one of the USPs of Zeron.
One of the
One
the
of the-
most important USP of
Okay.
Zeron is, so you might be seeing that most of the companies they invest in cybersecurity, right?
Yeah,
Like you
maybe.
said.
Yeah.
Now, when the top management comes and asks, like, okay, so I have spent $5,000 last month. What is my return? And
Yes.
they generally go up to say, we saved 33 attacks out of 40
Yeah,
attacks
yeah.
that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, 70 attacks out of 100 attacks that has happened. But I don't think that's cool, right?
Okay.
Because the people who are working on it day in day out, like putting their blood and sweat to save the attacks,
Yes.
they can be much cooler.
How?
They go and say, hey, you spent $5,000 last month, we saved you $25,000 by saving the attacks.
Okay. Talking of the revenue.
Yeah, because when you are in business, ultimately the thing that matters is money. P and L statement, profit and loss.
Exactly.
So that's how Zeron comes in, and that's the main USP of Zeron, along with the compliance monitoring, the compliance score, the breach probability, where you get to know about the probability of a data breach in the organization, and the Z score, that's a Zeron security score. Okay. The revenue fallout mapping is one of the USPs.
Okay, that's great. Great to know that. And now, if I ask you that, Mr. Sanket, how did this idea of Zeron come to your mind? Like, what is the origin story?
Okay, so we started the organization back in 2018, right? Me along with my co-founders, Snehanjan, Santosh, Shwarnali, and we had few great people like Ankit, Shoboshachi, Ornov. These were the people of the initial team, right? And when we started off, so the four co-founders, me, Snehanjan, Shwarnali, Santosh, we were from the background of cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, machine learning,
Yes.
right? And we wanted to do something in space, but at that point of time, I was like in third year in my college.
Okay.
And didn't have that much of industry experience at that point of time. It was really difficult for us to understand how this space looks like. So we started off with the services part, making applications, making websites, doing digital marketing projects as well, and cybersecurity and ML projects were a compulsion that we were doing to gain more experiences. And we did lots of things which a startup needs to do to have their bread and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
But with that, our research and development for our product was on. Last year in 2021, we released Zeron. And how did we came up with this? So we were doing managed cybersecurity services with a lot of our clients in India, in Canada, in UK, right? So we saw a gap. The gap was they were using a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And it was very difficult for them to manage and track all those solutions.
Absolutely, yeah, it would be.
Then we thought of these, like walked around this gap and thought, okay, if we can bring something which can do all of these work, right, and give a centralized single glass screen, which is the monitor that you see. So we had did a survey, and it turned out everyone wants this, right?
Yeah.
And especially we had an interaction with many of the people who are in the fintech sector. So they said we need something like this, where in a single frame we can manage everything and focus on the business more rather than hovering over the tools.
Okay.
Then we made it, right, and we had good amount of industry validations with pilots and customer feedbacks as well. Along with that, we also were awarded the top 500 deep tech solutions provided by Slingshot Singapore. Then we were awarded the most innovative cybersecurity platform by Secom Anshan Challenge. Right, Secom happens to be the largest security service provider in Japan, so that's a technological validation for us. And then recently we were declared as the second runner-up worldwide by Global Cyber Peace Challenge. So that gives an immense validation on why Zeron is needed at this particular time in the whole world.
Okay, that's great. So, see, so many achievements by a group of people who thought about this cybersecurity and made something different. It's a huge thing. Congratulations to the whole team, including you, obviously.
Thank you.
Okay, now the future plans. Like, what are your future plans regarding Zeron?
So, well, if I talk about the future plans, obviously there would be feature enhancements in the platform, right? And we would be bringing something for the B2C market as well.
Okay.
So this is the first time I'm saying it on a public platform that we would be bringing something for the B2C market towards the end of this year. And it's going to be a path-breaking thing, right? There is nothing like that. What are the features and all those things I won't be able to disclose. Otherwise, my directors would like bit the hell out of me. So I won't be able to disclose that. And apart from that, the innovations in Zeron would continue, right? We are a bunch of innovative people, and we continue our innovation. That's what we are known for. So there would be a lot of innovations that would be coming up in the platform of Zeron, and it's going to change the whole landscape of cybersecurity throughout the world.
Okay, that's great. So we at Achievers also believe in innovation, and we are conveying our best wishes to you in this part.
Thank you.
And we hope you achieve a lot. And let us see what happens by the end of this year. The hints he has given today, let's look forward to it. Okay, now the ratio, the attack and defense ratio, it's increasing, right, with every passing day. So how is this going to impact the IT industry in the upcoming years?
Right. Very good question. So you will see one thing, like most of the statistics that you see,
Yeah.
it shows that this number of attacks have happened, right?
Yeah.
Attacks are increasing.
Yeah.
Same happened in the COVID era as well.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about hacking. I'm talking about COVID
Yeah.
attack victims, right? COVID victims. You open the news and they show this is the number of rising cases. Hardly any channel or any media was showing this is the recovery rate,
Yeah.
right?
Nobody did. Exactly.
Similarly, in the hacking space as well, people are showing this much of threats are increasing, but very less people are showing this much of recovery is also increasing, pacing up. It's a game of Tom and Jerry, right? The chase would continue. It was there previously as well, right? If you talk about ransomwares, right? People talk a lot about ransomware nowadays. It was there previously as well. People used to kidnap kids and ask their parents for
For the
money.
ransom, yeah.
Now they are taking the data and asking for money. It's the same tactics that they're following. The medium is different. It's digital media. Things would like be same in the era of quantum computing as well. Something in that particular aspect would come up, but this race would continue. The hackers would keep on hacking new things and bringing out new techniques, and the defenders would find out other ways to defend them as well. But this rat race would continue, and it's not always that okay, you have got hacked, right? What's next? How do you recover from that? That's the challenge, right? That's where the actual game starts, because
Exactly.
if I can do something as I did with your phone, right? If I can do something that you cannot reverse it back, that's a worse situation.
Obviously. So we can reverse it, right?
Yeah, you
Once
can
in a
reverse
while.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Like, it's known as, not in personal aspect but in company aspect, it's known as BCDR. That's business continuity and disaster recovery.
Okay.
So I that's not a disaster to me, but it's a disaster to you.
To me, obviously
Yeah.
it is.
So we will recover that. Don't worry. So how you come up from that, like falling down is fine, but how do you get up is the main
Okay.
art.
That is the
Yeah.
main thing. That is that. So, in this talk show, since we named it Demystifying Cybersecurity, like, can we actually demystify cybersecurity in layman's language? Is it possible? Like, if I ask you a very simple question, how would you define cybersecurity? What is that? What kind of security is that? So, how would you define that?
Okay. Fine. So you see, cybersecurity, as I told in the beginning, it's an art.
Yes.
It's not a technology.
Okay.
To me, at least, right? That's my definition. It's an art. How you defend things when you talk about cyber. So the word cyber was coined in the year 1989. Okay.
Okay.
Now that particular time, it meant something which is futuristic. Okay, cyber had nothing to do with hacking at that point of time, right? But did the first hack happen? No, the first hack happened in 1972.
Oh, before.
Yeah,
Okay.
1972 it happened, and it was a project of ARPANET. So in that particular project, a person named Bob was the first one to hover around the system, hack around the system. That was the first time it happened, right? If I talk about security, is how you manage it, right? How you manage those disasters.
Yes.
Defense is always there, right? Compliance is there, attack is there. But once that has happened, how do I combat that, right? And how do I prepare myself so that that does not happen in the future,
Okay.
right? That is cyber security. Securing things in the world of internet or in the digital world is cyber security. If I lemonize it,
Yeah.
it's don't be a victim to things which you should not be, right? Like, if you're in Facebook is not supposed to know what your first salary would be, who is your best friend, what were you in your previous birth. Science cannot tell it. How will Facebook tell it, right? These are gimmick games. So what's the point of clicking that?
Okay. That's one important point. Really sorry, I also do that from time to time.
Don't do it. Yeah. So that's how security is. Like, do not do these things in future, right? You can repeat a mistake again, but I believe like doing a mistake first time is okay. Second time doing it's a crime.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, that's how I shape cybersecurity.
Okay. So this brings another question on my mind. Some of the times, even my parents call me and they get quite excited. Like, एक लॉटरी लगा है मैसेज आया है लाइक you have won like 50,000 lottery. So there's a link, you have to send the details. Or sometimes even I receive messages like this that you can get 80 rupees or 50 rupees cash back if you click on this link. um, I do not do this all the time, but sometimes my parents they are like, okay, they get excited and they tell me that पैसा मिलेगा कुछ होगा देखो क्या है, and they even ask me is it valid or not. So I tell them that it's not valid. We haven't done any great thing that someone give us just 50,000 out of nowhere. So what are the risks of clicking on those links? Because many people do this from time to time.
The risk is that your bank account will show a balance which says 0.00.
From that one link.
Yeah.
So somehow I'm just trying to ask you something. Is it also possible, like the APK that I downloaded, can it lead to my bank account?
If I want, I can.
If you want, I'm sure you wouldn't want that, but okay. So it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
yeah.
I'll explain it, right?
Yeah,
We're demystifying it, so I'll explain it. What do I have your access? I have access to your call log.
Yeah, call log.
I have access to your SMS.
SMS.
From SMS, what I can get your account number. I can do an online transaction, right?
Yeah.
What would happen? OTP would go to your phone, right?
Okay, but I'll be notified, right, that I have an OTP.
You have an OTP. Before that, I already have the OTP. I'll put the OTP. Your transaction is done. So what will you do after using the OTP?
Okay. 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 Getting it. But
And I can delete the message from here as well.
the pictures that you took, are those in my gallery?
No.
Okay, those are not in my gallery. So if something like this happens, a person is supposed to report in the cybercrime.
Yes. You are supposed to report in the cybercrime department. Also, there is a particular portal which is centrally run where you can lodge a complaint, right? Cybercrime portal. Right? You can Google it, cybercrime portal, and you would get it. It's maintained by the government of India. You can lodge a complaint there.
Okay, that's great. So that was like some huge piece of information. I am nervous, but right now I feel so much enriched because I have gained some core knowledge on the subject. Thanks to AchieveX for giving me this opportunity to talk with this man here because I got very important knowledge here and something happened with me. I'm still not over it, but yes, we are going to conclude this. But before that, we have some questions from our viewers. So let me just check what are the questions. Okay, so we have few questions from the live session. Okay, Kinkin is asking, if someone wants to hack a Facebook account, is it possible?
The person whom you're trying to hack, if that person is a fool, it's possible.
Okay. Okay. Anything more can I get out of this?
Something like this can happen, which I did, right? But yes, like Facebook around 7 to 8 years back was something else, and right now it's something else. So a lot of security standards have increased, and they also have a bug bounty program. So if anyone finds a particular vulnerability, they would rather report it to Facebook because that would give them money rather than just going into the profile.
Okay.
Right. So, but if the person is a fool, I can send them a link. They can click on it and do a lot of things.
So it's possible. Somehow it's possible. Okay, Kinkini, you got your answer. Going to the next one. This kinds of sounds like phishing only. I think this is called phishing, right? Kaushik is asking, what is phishing?
Okay. So phishing is basically what do we do when we go to do a particular, like when we go to do real fishing, right?
We pick the fish.
No. We have a rod kind of thing, right? The fish catcher. Yeah. And there is a wire, right?
Yes.
We attach a food to that.
Yeah, the bait. Yeah.
Yeah, the bait, right? When we dip it in the water, it comes to eat that, and we take out the fish.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
In fishing, what happens is we send you a link, which exactly looks like the similar platform. So if I send you a link of Facebook, what do you see? You see a blue screen like this, right? Username, password, and all those things. I'm talking about like 7 years back. Pardon me. Right now, there's a screen white. There's a modal, username, password. Right? You enter the username, you enter the password, click, you are redirected to Facebook. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
This is phishing. Okay. Exactly same. Where's the change? The change or the catch is in the URL. So you might be logging to www.facebook.com, right? What I've
Yes.
sent you, you were looking at it like facebook.com,
Yeah.
but in place of BOOK, I have put zero in place of a O. So that's not the real domain.
Rings a bell. I can tell you something. This happens sometimes. We get a message on WhatsApp that if you forward this message to 20 people or something, you'll get something from Amazon. And when I click on the link, that gives me some kind of page that exactly looks like Amazon, but
Amazon.
it's different.
Yeah.
And even people are commenting that I own this price, I got this and that. So something
Yes.
similar, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. So Kaushik, I hope you got your answer. Going to the next one. Kirutika is asking, how can we identify those kind of applications in phone which are trying to get our data or steal our data?
Well, my answer is not going to make people happy.
Okay.
You cannot. Number one, go to the settings of your phone and go to the particular app, right, and check for the file permissions. But if you do not allow the permissions, the app is not going to work. You are using Google, right? It asks for your location permission,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
or few other permissions, right? Do not select that. You are not being able to use that particular app.
Yes. So it's not possible. Like for normal people like us, right?
No,
You guys can do that.
it's nothing to be done. Like our data is with them. I won't like pacify people with things like your data is not there, right? But yes, those data, they cannot create something which can affect you a lot, right? They have those data for your personalization, and the present era needs personalized feed in everything,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Zomato needs to know at which mood you need which kind of food.
Exactly.
You have to give them the data so that they can analyze it. Otherwise you will take, hey Zomato, I have to book every time. They cannot identify what I need.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the problem. But yes, there are a lot of things like scams that happen, like this, download this, that. Don't go for all those things. App, if it's when it's Play Store or App Store, it's mostly verified. They have proper policies that are their privacy policies, and they need to maintain that. Otherwise they would get a fine from a GDPR or other agencies, right? The European Union in case of GDPR, but other agencies are also there. So, yep, like you will have to bear with that. You can't do anything.
Okay, sorry, Kirutika. And this connects to another thing. Like we have seen on many websites that they ask you that accept all the cookies or not. So these cookies are not very sweet, I think, because they ask us to accept. Otherwise, they are not allowing us to do anything.
Right.
So what about that? Like, what is this?
You
thing?
have to accept, right? Or if you are a person who knows a lot about security,
Yeah.
you can. What you can do is you can. There's a preference tab there, right? Select the particular cookies that you want to share or you do not want to share. But if you
Okay.
do not allow those cookies, I'll tell you something, right? It would be a bit personal. AchieveX does digital marketing.
Yeah, it does.
So you promote ads,
Yeah,
right?
we do.
If everyone stops giving you the cookies, you won't be able to target people as well.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Right? So for business continuity, a lot of things needs to be there, and there are a lot of frameworks with respect to that in security, which manages if you are also allowing this, how you are going to manage the different things in terms of security.
Okay.
Right?
So
So
that
it
is
looks a bit complicated, but when you get the dashboard of Zeron, it's not.
okay. So there is a solution to all these things.
Yeah.
Okay, next question I have from Amrita. If I want to be an ethical hacker, when should I start? With what course? You have to be a mentor again, I think.
Okay. I have a saying, right?
Yes.
And I learned this from one of my teammates in the initial team. The people who made Google did not have Google to Google how to make Google.
Uh, could you please repeat that?
Yeah. The people who made Google did not have Google to Google how to make Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Google right now, and there's
Yes.
a lot of resources available there.
Yes.
Go and read those. Simple. Go and read those. That's how I have learned. That's how most of my team members have learned. Right. There are a lot of resources available. Start studying them. Whenever you find a buzzword which you are not being able to understand, search that. While you search that, you would find another 5 buzzwords. Search that. Then it would make a whole cycle out when you are able to figure out things. So that's how it's done. It's not a process of like this particular person can teach you ethical hacking, or I can teach you ethical hacking. I can obviously do as a business, right? I can launch a particular course and do that. That is there for certifications, that is there for learning things as well. But at the end of the day, it's you who has to learn it, or the person asking this question has to learn it. Google is there, right? When
Yes.
you have the basic understanding, you can reach out to professionals for more things. But if you can find out a way how to learn it, you will get to know it.
Okay, so Amrita, you can start it today. Okay.
Yeah, just after the session, just go to Google and search how to learn ethical hacking. You will get a lot of resources, and try filtering out that.
But here's another thing: is that making Amrita just hacker and not an ethical hacker, because that person is trying out herself and will do anything that she wants.
She won't be able to.
She won't be able to.
First
Okay.
thing, right? So the security systems in the industry are not so weak. Okay,
That's
they are strong enough, right? And people need to search all these kind of things so that new professionals can also come up. There is a huge deficiency in the number of professionals that is there in the industry.
okay.
So that's liberty needs to be given, right? There are proper things that are there, reporting things, bug finding things.
Yeah.
So these things are there, and they will figure it out a way to earn their money for themselves. But they won't land into particular thing which they just go and hack a bank server. It doesn't happen like that.
Okay. Amrita, still all the best to you. Okay. The next question is from Tohil. Tohil is asking, will my phone be secure if I delete the mods present in my phone?
Your phone will be secure.
If I delete the
No, no.
mods, yeah.
Answer
Okay,
is
okay.
your phone will be secure
Yeah.
if you do not do things which you shouldn't, and you do things which you should. Like you can delete all the mods, right? But still you can get an SMS.
Yeah, we cannot
You,
stop
you
that.
can still get a mail, right? So there are small things. Apply multi-factor authentication, right? In Google, it's already there in the Gmail or in the Google account setting. You can activate your multi-factor authentication methodology. So whenever someone wants to log in, you will have to access that, right? Use a Google authenticator, right? As I told you about the OTP thing, right? The solution to
Yes.
that I'm also telling. Supposingly, you have a Google account, right? Now OTP comes to your message.
Yeah.
You say I won't use an OTP. I will use a Google authenticator. Now a number will be generated in your Google authenticator that you need to put there. So then only it will get authenticated so that you can log in.
Okay. So that is the thing. Tawhid, I think you got the point. Like, it's somewhat complicated, but I think he simplified the whole thing. Now, these are the main questions, but I still have one question from my end. It might sound a bit funny. Can I get arrested for hacking anyone's phone, like who is sitting beside me?
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
Okay.
If you do something that you are not supposed to do, like you can do it for a particular demo, right?
Yeah.
But if you create any harm, you can get arrested. You would be trapped.
Okay, that's great. So that was the end of our question answer session, and we have come to the tail point of our talk show, TalkX. And right now, I just want to say one thing that Achievers, we at Achievers, we are always very much welcoming to all the technological advances happening all around the world. And after this talk show, I can say one thing that AchieveX is always ready to contribute in the field of cybersecurity by any means, be it collaboration, investment, or anything possible.
Sure.
Okay, so that was great having him with us. He is a man of wonder. He told us so many things, shared so much core knowledge on cybersecurity. I feel so glad sitting here with him. Now, after the talk show ends, I'll be just handing him the phone to reverse the process. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanket. It was a great time talking
Thank
to you.
you.
Thank you. So, bye everyone. We're looking forward to more talk show under the series TalkX. And thank you so much once again. Bye.